In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create camera views, or what SketchUp refers to as scenes of your perspective. Now, it can be helpful to hide a couple of things so that we can see our floor plan once again. And as you can see, I'm just grabbing the ceiling that I just drew, and I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to hit hide. And I'm going to do the same thing for the floor, because I want to make sure that I can see my actual floor plan here. Now, these things don't go away, but they just become invisible, and you can unhide them later. All you have to do is go to let's see, where is it? View and then hidden geometry, and it'll show you. And all you have to do is grab it and then hit unhide, and it will reappear. Just be careful, because the erase and hide are right next to each other, and you don't want to erase something when you meant to hide it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hide that again, and I'm going to look at my plan view. Okay, you can see here I've got my hidden ceiling showing. Okay, and then I can uncheck that box and make sure that it stays hidden right there. So the first thing that you need to do is just kind of familiarize with this, and then familiarize yourself with this, and then remember that, again, we already have the views and the vanishing points created, because we're trying to get them to look like the perspectives that we have drawn by hand. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to start to just kind of collapse some things over here on my tray, because there's a lot of things showing here, and I want to show you even more things. So let me go ahead and collapse these just for a second. You can see here I'm scrolling up, and this is here where this scene is going. That's where we're going to start to look. But just to begin, let's go ahead and let us place our camera view here. Now, let's go to camera, position camera. Now remember, our vanishing point is 8 feet out, and so I'm going to place this camera right here. And as soon as I do that, you can see it says eye height 5, 6. Okay, and now I want to just zoom out a little bit. Okay, you can see here our as we zoom out, our eye height changes as well, and that's just a function of SketchUp. So what I have to do is I have to go ahead and grab my orbit button, and as I'm clicking on my left button and I'm shifting my view, I'm dragging it down. Do you see how the horizon line back here, I'm orienting it to be right where my scale figure's eye level is? You can see that right there. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is set up that view. Just like that. Okay, and once I've got it looking about the way I want it, now I'm going to hit a button right here, right under scenes, where it says add scene. Okay, and now scene 1 is right here. Now I'm going to rename this 1 point perspective. And hit enter. And now it doesn't matter what view I take of this space. When I hit 1 point perspective, it's going to take me right back to that view. And that's going to be really important for us when we start to compose our scenes. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a second scene for a 2 point perspective. And so I'll hit this button here, and I'm going to rename this 2 point perspective. I'm going to go to the camera, to the floor plan view again. And I'm going to put a new camera here. And now you can see here, it's looking, it's still 1 point perspective, so we have to shift it just a little bit. So it's kind of fun to play around with these things. You can click on 2 point perspective, see if anything happens. You can start to click on, parallel projection and see what happens. But for right now, we're going to stick with this, but I'm going to shift the view just a little bit. What I want to do now is I want to open up the 2 point perspective that we drew. And you can see it right here. Okay, And so what I'm going to do now is orbit my scene just a little bit so that I can get that perspective view to look like the one that I created already. Okay, and so you can see here, this is my view, and I'm trying to make this look like this by using the orbit command. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now the only issue is we have to figure out where our scale figure is, and we have to adjust our horizon line so that it's right at her eye level. Okay. Now we just have to move it just a little bit and flatten out that wall so that the true height line is right in the corner there, right where we want it. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna move it over just a little bit more. Okay. And now you can see here that our 2-point perspective here is looking very similar to the version that we created by hand. Okay, so for here, what I want to do now that I've got this scene figured out is now I want to update that scene because I created the scene and then I made a bunch of changes to it. And now I have to go ahead and update it so that it's the same. So I'm going to update everything because all those things have changed. So I hit update. And now if we've done our work correctly, we can go to our 1-point perspective and it's going to look like this. And we can go to our 2-point perspective and it's going to look like that. Now, once we've got our scenes created, now what we have to do is export them. So all we have to do to export our views is select the view that we want, and we can do either the 1 or the 2-point. We're going to end up doing them both. But you just click on the view, and then you go to File, Export, and we're going to export the 2D graphic. And it's going to create a JPEG image. And we know for this assignment, we need to save it as the SketchUp 2-point perspective. And then we can go ahead and save that wherever it's where we're going to need to browse for it and upload for our assignment later. I'm going to go ahead and put mine here. And it'll be waiting there for me. And then finally, I'm going to go to the 1-point perspective and do the same thing. The last thing we need to do is save our drawing. So we can go ahead and hit a save as. And then once again, you can save this wherever you like to keep your drawings. I'm going to go ahead and put mine in this folder here. And we will put this its own folder so that it doesn't get lost. And I'm going to call this Module 1. And you can see it's going to save as a SketchUp model. Now keep in mind that if you're going to be opening this on older or younger versions of SketchUp, you may have to save down. So if you're working right now in 2021, but you need to save it and send it to somebody who's working in SketchUp, 2013 or 2014, you have to save it down to that level because they won't be able to open a SketchUp file that's made in a software version later than what's installed on their computer. And once you've done that, your file is safe.